And that you purposely try to embarrass Jaden as much as possible when you're there.
I wouldn't say, does it fit? I mean, maybe.
Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek.
Yeah. You know, I love him, Ellen. I love him.
Will and Jada Smith have proclaimed their relationship as perfect for some years now, although recently and in the latest news, it seems that it was never so perfect. But what about these two celebrities being good parents? It seems that these two actors have not been the best parents, and even Jaden Smith has wanted to emancipate himself. Why would Jaden want to emancipate himself if they're such a perfect family? What did Jaden really say about his parents ruining him and his life? Stay to discover every detail. Here, we'll tell you everything. Jada and Will Smith are the parents of Jaden Smith, a couple who've been married for more than 23 years and have 2 children together, son Jaden and daughter Willow. They've admitted that Pinkett Smith had an affair with R&B singer August Alsina during a break from their marriage, that she's sexually attracted to women, and that they have an unconventional parenting style. "We don't do punishment," Smith once boasted. With this information, we can already say that the Smith family is zero conventional, and that has clearly impacted Jaden's life. From the time Jaden was 5 or 6, we would sit him down, and all he has to do is be able to explain why he did what he did and was it the right thing for his life. I think it's a much more difficult question to ask someone, why was it right, than to try to show them why it was wrong. With both of their parents earning a reputation for themselves in the entertainment business, it was no surprise that the Smith children, Jaden and Willow, would be drawn to acting or singing. But was it the pressure of being the children of the Smiths, or the pressure of their own parents wanting them to enter the world of Hollywood, that has made their lives, and especially Jaden's, super difficult? Jaden Smith is a well-known rapper and actor from the United States. He is Willow Smith's older brother and Trey Smith's younger half-brother. He is a youth ambassador for Project Zambi, a collaboration with Hasbro to help orphaned AIDS children in Zambia. Jaden made his feature film debut in 2006, co-starring alongside his father in the touching film The Pursuit of Happiness. Jaden, on the other hand, chose to be more than his father's son. He learned a lot from him, and despite the fact that he was only 16, he understood that acting and music, his other major interest and job, were the paths he wanted to go. In 2010, he took a huge step forward. Smith collaborated with Canadian musician Justin Bieber on the song Never Say Never. This was most likely the impetus for meeting or getting to know Tyler, the Creator. In 2013, he starred in the film After Earth, which reintroduced him to his father on screen and, for the first time, his mother, Jada Pinkett Smith. But why is Jaden so upset and saying that his parents have ruined him? Will Smith reflects on the time his son Jaden Smith, now known solely as Jaden, requested being legally split from his parents following the failure of their collaboration film After Earth. Will and Jaden co-starred in the 2013 post-apocalyptic action film, which was one of Jaden's first major acting roles when he was only 15 years old. Jada Pinkett Smith, Jaden's mother, also co-produced the picture. However, the film, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, was eventually regarded as a failure, earning only $60 million in the US on a $130 million budget, and receiving an 11% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Jaden's role, like the film itself, was met with critical reviews and unfavorable criticism. Will described the film as the biggest devastating failure of his career in an interview with Esquire in 2015. Will is now recounting the film's abysmal failure and how it damaged his and Jaden's friendship in his upcoming biography. After Earth was an abysmal box office and critical failure, he wrote in an excerpt obtained by People, and what was worse was that Jaden took the hit. Fans and the press were absolutely vicious. They said and printed things about Jaden that I refused to repeat, he continued. Jaden had faithfully done everything that I'd instructed him to do, and I had coached him into the worst public mauling he'd ever experienced. I think maybe, just maybe, this could be what Jaden is referring to. Will told him what to do and how to do it, and the only thing he managed to do was throw him to the wolves to be torn apart for the movie and his performance in it, something that Will encouraged. Will also claimed that the harsh criticism had such a negative influence on Jaden that he requested to be legally separated from his parents. At 15 years old, when Jaden asked about being an emancipated minor, my heart shattered, Will wrote. He ultimately decided against it, but it sucks to feel like you've hurt your kids. Jaden Smith wasn't even old enough to drive when he told his parents that he wanted to be emancipated from them and buy his own home when he was 14 years old, according to sources. Believe it or not, Jaden's father, Will Smith, confirmed the news. Will informed the Sun newspaper that his son and After Earth co-star Jada Pinkett Smith had told him that he wanted ultimate legal freedom and independence from him and his mother, Jada Pinkett Smith. Jaden apparently stated that he was ready to buy his own home and live on his own. Will claims that Jaden requested emancipation rather than a birthday present when he turned 15. He said, "Dad, I want to be emancipated. I know if we do this, he can be an emancipated minor, because he really wants to have his own place." Like, ooh, said Will. That's the backlash. On the other side, if kids just want to have command of their lives, I understand, he added. But just days later, Will and Jaden called it quits, calling the mention of possible emancipation a joke during a joint appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. "Yeah, here's the thing, I'm not going anywhere," Jaden said at the time. "The thing that people don't get is everything at this house is free. I can get anything and everything at his house, so I'm going to be there for 20, 30 years. Will says as soon as I have a movie that's bigger than one of his movies, I can get my own house," he quipped.
I just heard when we were talking this morning about you being here that you are trying to become emancipated. Is that right?
See, here's the thing you need to explain. I'm not going anywhere. The thing that people don't get is everything at his house is free.
The fans clearly didn't believe anything he'd said because they were sure that Jaden did want to leave the Smith family, and above all, to make his personal and professional life on his own. The pressure of a father like Will Smith was simply too much for Jaden.
You got to a point where you told me straight up, you were like, "Mom, I have to leave here to live my life."
Totally.
And I remember thinking to myself, as devastated as I was like, he's right.
Yeah.
The time is now. He's 15. It's time for him to leave the house.
Jada, who was joined by Jaden, Willow, and her mother, Adrienne Banfield-Jones, on a 2018 episode of Red Table Talk, honestly acknowledged her son's request and remembers feeling devastated by it. At 15 years old, Jaden and I remember this day specifically. "It's probably one of the most heartbreaking moments of my life," Jada said. "You got to a point where you told me straight up. You were like, 'Mom, I have to leave here to live my life.' I remember thinking to myself, as devastated as I was like, he's right. The time is now. He's 15. It's time for him to leave the house," she went on. "Being in this lifestyle, in this world is a bubble, and Jaden wanted out," she added. "I understood that because I didn't have the bubble. I knew what having my freedom outside the bubble, what I gained from that. I knew the sooner I let him go, the faster he was going to come back." We know that there is no perfect family, but wanting to emancipate is already something more serious. At least, that's what we believe. But you? What do you think? We want to know your opinion, so leave us a comment below. Do you really think you would like to be in a family like Will Smith's? Is it really true that Jaden's parents ruined his life, or is he just exaggerating? Leave us your comments and theories below, and above all, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the news from your favorite celebrities. See you in the next video.